my podcast. I'm coming back to you with great news. After a month of podcasting, my channels was visited by 370 people from 14 countries worldwide. Thank you everyone, and a very special thought to Colin and Justine for their fun and inspiring interviews. In our last episode, we defined the importance of an action plan. We also enumerated the steps towards success. We talk about our plans for the future, and we focus on the 5 W's and the 1 HM. Who, what, where, why, when, and how much. By now, you should have collected tons of interesting material and your project should start making sense. But in addition to all your research and accumulated data, I would strongly recommend that you always try to share your ideas and plan with a special someone. Anyone you trust, such as a friend or a family member, or if you're planning to open a business with a third party. It is important to discuss your plans and become totally transparent with them. Never forget that success and happiness often go hand in hand, and they rarely start with a secret. So keep sharing your dreams, your visions, and your project with people you trust and love. And always try to surround yourself with people who truly want to see you succeed in life. Today, we will focus on the third main bullet point of our action plan, which is action. Of course, we are not ready to get out and conquer the world quite yet. But it is now time to pick up the phone, send emails, and fill out forms. Do you remember our first W? Start contacting all the who's from your list. Each phone call, each email, please don't send faxes. Each meeting you will be part of will be recorded for future reference. On your worksheet, enter the date, time, name, telephone number, email address, and outcome of every conversation you are part of. This step is super important to keep track and move forward. For my part, I am keeping all my records on a PowerPoint presentation. I know this is not the most tech-savvy feature out there, but it works for me. So try to find your own format or software according to your personality and skills. Time for graphics. If you're planning to build a house, start drawing your dream house and look for inspirations on Google for space planning and interior design. If you're envisioning to become an artist, start working on an artwork for your webpage. If you're planning to write a book, design your book cover. If you want to create a YouTube account, work on your logo and branding. This is the time where creativity should shine and have fun. Also know that your draft creations will save you tons of money in the long run when you hand over your project to a professional. In my case, my architect used my plans and charged me much less than if he had had to design my house and bed and breakfast from scratch. So, be creative, be smart, and be cost effective. Please keep an open mind and know that you will change your mind on many occasions. Your logo will look amazing today and horrible tomorrow. Your pen name will sound intriguing tonight and ridiculous by next week. The color chosen for your letterhead will appear vibrant this afternoon but old-fashioned tonight. It is not only okay to change your mind, but it is highly recommended. Remember, the world was not created in a day. And even after millions of years, humans are still messing up. The key to creativity is not to rush into your decisions, but rather to think them through over and over and over again. I always like to use my mistakes as fun examples, so here is one of my mess-ups. When creating my logo, I first found a map of Ireland and painted the colors of the flag green, white, and orange. I then drew a pretty key and placed it where Bunclody is located on the map. Finally, I used my prettiest font and wrote, "Your house away from home." Well, when I presented my brilliant logo and asked for advice, I got the face. Unfortunately, I can't reproduce their expression on the air, but I have to admit that their looks were worth 1,000 words. How dare they were criticizing my genius work. So here we go. Let's discuss it together. 1. As much as I would love to hear that the map of Ireland is as famous as the one of the United States, Italy, or Australia, it is not. So my message was not clear enough. 2. As for the Irish flag, it sure can look familiar to some, but to others, it is just another flag. Besides, what would happen if my logo was presented in black and white? As for the key, I have to admit that it was not brilliant either. Am I planning to open a real estate or perhaps even a key shop? What was the true logic behind that key? And finally, what was I thinking with your house away from home? Will I ask my guests and tourists to move into a geriatric center? I know that many of you must be thinking that I should have hired a professional designer for my logo. And you're most likely right. But I really want to own my future life, and I do not want to spend money right now. I would rather keep my savings for later, when I wait for long hours and hope for the first guest to make a reservation. So you see, like you, I am a work in progress, and just like you, I often take one step forward and 2 steps back, but I am having so much fun with it. So where is the rush? Remember Arthur Ashe's inspiring phrase, "Success is a journey, not a destination." The doing is often more important than the outcome. Today, I can honestly say that we are almost at the same stage towards success. We have a plan, we're working towards that plan, and we're building up our project, one step at a time with a rough deadline in mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Next, we will learn how to conduct a market analysis to obtain important information on your market based on location, economy, customers' buying habits, competition, lot value, etc. We will also invite our first business coach to the show, so don't miss out on this great opportunity to learn from a pro. If you, just like me, want to turn your life around, or if you want to get ideas for the future, please join me. Also, I would love to schedule our first live podcast, so if you are interested, do not hesitate to contact me at bbunclody@gmail.com. Don't forget to rate my channel and share. Stay tuned for episode number 5, and until then, never stop dreaming.